Hello, future leaders, current leaders, former leaders. Welcome to Thank You for Understanding, where old souls meet young ambition and servant leadership isn't just a buzzword, it's a way of life. I'm your host, and whether you're building your first startup, leading your first team, or just trying to figure out how to live in this world, you're in the right place. This is where we dive deep into the messy, beautiful journey of developing leadership through a humanistic lens. We're talking about leadership that actually serves people, not just profits. Every episode, we're exploring what it means to rise, not just climb ladders, but elevate everyone around you, because your next highest potential is not just about you. It's about the ripple effect you create for others. So here's the thing. Your highest potential isn't a destination, it's an evolution, and it's time to step into yours. So let's rise. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna get a little metaphorical. If you know me, you know I'm usually metaphorical, theoretical, intellectual, deep thinking, all of the things in which people say, can you just explain that to me in normal words? It's alright. So we're gonna get a little metaphorical today, and we're gonna talk about Wicked. And if you've never seen Wicked on stage, I would highly recommend. If you have not seen the new Wicked movie, I would also highly recommend. I am very excited for part 2 that's coming out this fall. And because it is so popular with Wicked, what is The Wizard of Oz all about? Understood through color. And if you've ever visited my website, nanimedia.com, then you can see that I have some pretty plain black and white photos and content. I throw in a little bit of beige, but it's pretty bland. And then I have photos with the blue sky throughout the website. And so on my content, you can see why I use the color blue and why it's so prevalent in the photos and the content that I share on my website. So here we are, making it full circle, Wicked, black and white, Wizard of Oz. But we're going to talk about it from the perspective of leadership. So here we go, leadership lessons from the Wizard of Oz. In the world of storytelling, few tales have resonated as deeply across generations as The Wizard of Oz. From its origins, a 1900 novel, to its timeless 1939 film adaptation, the story of Dorothy and her companions has captivated audiences with its messages of courage, friendship, and self-discovery. But what is often overlooked is the profound leadership lesson that can be drawn from the transformation of the story's visuals. From the stark, muted tones of Kansas to the vibrant, colorful world of Oz. So in this journey, the shift from black and white to color is not just a visual choice, but a symbolic representation of growth, change, and the awakening of human potential. Whoa, that's big. Human potential? Yeah. If you know me and you know anything about my content, it's all about how can we help each other reach the next highest potential. And you know what, y'all? The Wizard of Oz explains that. This transformation mirrors the personal and leadership development process, the journey from a limited, static existence to one filled with possibility and richness. And when I say richness and I say wealth, I'm not just talking about money or things. I'm talking about overall wealth. You know, you have your mental wealth, you have your physical wealth, you have your spiritual wealth, and then sure, you have your monetary wealth and your materialistic wealth, you have your relationship wealth. Wealth is all encompassing when I'm talking about wealth. I'm not just talking about being rich with a lot of money. And the significance of black and white is the beginning of the journey. So the outset of The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's life in Kansas, is presented in black and white, obviously, if you've seen this movie. This monochrome world symbolizes a life of simplicity, conformity, even limitation. So Kansas represents what is known. It's also a place of unfulfilled dreams and quiet despair. Yeah. Dorothy feels trapped, she's longing for something more, and she doesn't quite know what that is or how to get there. I mean, obviously she doesn't know how to get there. She doesn't know what it is. This reflects the early stages of leadership or personal development when someone feels stuck in a routine or unsure of how to take the first step towards positive change and growth. So black and white in this sense represents the constraints of the status quo. Black and white represents the constraints of the status quo. The world is orderly, it's predictable, it lacks vibrancy that comes with embracing growth. Yeah, change and growth means you're gonna stir some things up. Could be a little scary too. So it's the leadership challenge of stepping outside of the familiar, stepping into the unknown, moving beyond your comfort zone, and breaking free from the boundaries that hold us back. So when we emerge with color, that's the awakening or the beginning of the journey. So when Dorothy's house is swept away by a tornado and it lands in the magical land of Oz, the transition from black and white to color is stunning. Again, if you've never seen the 1939 movie, The Wizard of Oz, please go watch it. It's super interesting. It's also a classic. So if you haven't seen some classic film, I'm a film person. I'm a film producer. I'm an actor. So go watch some of the classics, my goodness. The vibrant hues of Oz represents a new chapter in Dorothy's life. Something of adventure, challenges, possibility. So the world comes alive, and so Dorothy's journey of self-discovery does too. In leadership, color symbolizes the dynamic and unpredictable nature of growth. It's the point at which a leader begins to see the richness of life's experiences and the vast array of opportunities that lie ahead. It makes us excited. It gets us excited about the things that lie ahead, about the unknown, rather than holds us down or makes us uncomfortable or makes us fearful. That's what happens a lot of the time. So the color really opens up a beautiful light, beautiful colors ahead to jump into the unknown with courage. And yeah, there's going to be a little bit of fear, but there's also going to be a level of courage there. So as leaders, we begin in the black and white stages of life. We stick to our familiar frameworks, our constraints, our roles, our locations, the mindset and the things in our mind that we've told ourselves and other people have told ourselves since we were very young. You know, that idea, well, you're just from this place, there's no way you could ever achieve this. And guess what happens? You hear that so many times that you start telling yourself that, and then you start believing it. Oh my goodness. So you got to change that narrative. That's a whole different conversation. But, you know, those negative, unhelpful things, if those are in your mind, you got to change that narrative. So the journey from monochrome to color signifies the expansion of vision, creativity, and then it embraces uncertainty. So transitioning to color is not just about external experiences. It's internal. So Dorothy learns to see the world in a new and rich way, a wealthy way. A leader also learns to view challenges with fresh perspectives, guided by creativity. We have passion, there's resiliency there, and the vibrant colors of Oz represent not just external beauty, but a human spirit that's capable of transformation. Just like Oz, leadership becomes more than a fixed destination. It's an evolving journey filled with limitless potential. And if you listen all the way to the end, you hear that your next highest potential is not a destination, it's just an evolution, and it's part of this beautiful journey we call life. So why were Dorothy's shoes red? Well, technically they're silver, but you know, here's a guess. It's more than just a visual tool in The Wizard of Oz. It's a metaphor for the life of journey itself. So Dorothy travels through Oz, she encounters strange characters, she faces difficult challenges, and the journey unfolds with lots of complexity. Leadership, too, is not a linear path. Life is not a linear path, y'all. It's filled with twists and turns, unexpected moments, and it requires us to be adaptable, to be resilient, to breathe through those moments of the unknown, to breathe through those moments of fear so that we can take the next step forward in a calculated, courageous, excited way. So the colors of Oz: golden yellow of the yellow brick road, green of the Emerald City, deep purple of the Wicked Witch's castle, ruby red of Dorothy's shoes. These are markers of events and internal growth for the characters. So the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and then you have the Cowardly Lion embody different qualities that Dorothy and the audience come to appreciate more fully as the journey progresses. So each companion represents a part of Dorothy's own potential, and the colorful landscape of Oz reflects the way in which leadership grows through diverse experiences and perspectives. As leaders, we must recognize that our own journeys are filled with a wide spectrum of experiences. Your journey as a leader is not the same as someone else's journey, so don't try to make that comparison. There are moments of triumph, failure, joy, despair, and in this vast array of color, the journey, we find our own individual meaning and our own individual pace of growth. Also, success. Don't be comparing your success to other people. Leaders learn to embrace the chaos, the unexpected challenges, and the beauty of an unfolding journey. So color in leadership is about appreciating diversity and experiences, and then also in the people who walk alongside us. We as humans, humanity as a whole, has the capacity for a colorful leadership. So the journey from black and white to color in The Wizard of Oz symbolizes the growth and transformation of Dorothy and the world around her. In the same way, leaders grow by embracing the full spectrum of the human experience. And what happens is when you start putting out positive vibes and you start chasing things with excitement and courage, guess what comes back to you? A world and a path around you that also seems exciting and courageous and new and hopeful. What you put out is what you get back. So true leadership requires us to be vulnerable, adaptable, and aware of the ever-changing landscape of life. Just as Oz is not a place of perfect beauty, life is not perfect, y'all, never will be, never has been, unless you're Jesus Christ, it ain't gonna be perfect. But rather a place of vibrant complexity. Leadership is not about a flawless path. It's about navigating the full range of human experience with authenticity and compassion. The color of leadership is found in the connections we make with others. That's cool. The color of leadership is found in the connections we make with other people. So y'all, leadership is about relationships. Leadership is relationships. Yeah. It's in the ability to listen, to empathize, to lead with purpose. It's in the courage to make difficult decisions, creativity to solve problems, and the resiliency to continue moving forward even when the path seems very unclear and scary. In the end, The Wizard of Oz teaches us that leadership is about stepping into the colorful, unpredictable world of human possibility where every experience adds to the richness of the journey. Leaders, like Dorothy, may start in a world of limitations, but through perseverance, creativity, and connection, they transform their worlds into something vibrant and full of life. Just as Oz is a land of limitless potential, so too is leadership when we choose to embrace all the colors it has to offer. And I do want to make a point here, is that a lot of people would say The Wizard of Oz is about, government, and there's a lot of, conversations about socialism and capitalism and all those different things. Yes, that also exists in The Wizard of Oz. I'm talking about it strictly from the perspective of color and leadership. If you have any opinions or thoughts or, your own metaphor for what The Wizard of Oz and the different people stand for, please let me know. I would love to hear a different perspective. Again, different perspectives doesn't mean one person is right and someone else is wrong. It just means we have different perspectives, and it also has to do with the lens of which you're looking at something through. So I'm looking at The Wizard of Oz and Wicked through the lens of leadership in association with color. So if you see it in a different way, again, that's amazing. Colors and leadership. Oh my. Leadership, like The Wizard of Oz, is about embracing a journey from a world of limited vision, black and white, to a realm of boundless potential, color. As we step into the color of leadership, we discover the fullness of our humanity. So I just want to make a point here is that the color, it becomes color, means that there's unlimited possibility. I love Audrey Hepburn's quote where she says, impossible? No, impossible literally says, I am possible. I'm possible. That's kind of how I feel about this. You go from the black and white, you feel like things are impossible, and then you move into that realm of color where things become I'm possible. So just as Audrey Hepburn believed in the power of confidence and belief in self, so too we see that in leadership. The highs and lows, the challenges and triumphs, the diversity of experiences that shape us creates our fullness of humanity and leadership. It's through embracing this vibrant journey that we find our true leadership potential, and in doing so, we inspire others to do the same. That's huge, y'all. Make sure that you're constantly thinking about and putting your best foot forward to help other people meet their needs and wants first. In both life and leadership, color is not just an aesthetic, it's the essence of what makes the journey worthwhile is the reminder that through challenges, growth, and connection, we can create something beautiful and meaningful. The color of our leadership is what brings our stories and the stories of those we lead to life. And remember, your next highest potential is not a destination, it's an evolution, and your journey is just beginning. So let's rise. Thank you for understanding. Catch us at nanimedia.com for all the good stuff into leadership, and until next time, keep rising.